Hey, Cecil, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, it's Maggie. I don't have the link for the panelist Zoom meeting. Can you resend that to me?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll send that right now.
Perfect, thanks. I will hop off this, and as soon as I get that link from you.
All right, no worries.
Thank you. Oh, I just got it from Corinne. Okay.
Okay. All right. There you
Like just this second. So perfect. Let me give it a try. Thank you.
Oh, you bet.
Great. Okay, I'm on. And it just says I cannot start my video.
Oh, let me change that. I'll fix that.
Thanks.
Okay, you should now. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Still not letting me go.
Huh. Okay. With me a sec. Oh, a second. Here. Oh, I wonder if this is the. Let me just take this down. Let me see.
No, what?
Okay. Okay, should be okay now.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about
Looks
that.
good. No problem.
Hello, are you Daniel?
Yes, I'm Daniel.
How you doing? I'm Dale Sweezy.
Hi, Dale. Nice to see you.
Is Ray Viotti here yet?
I am here.
Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, you're over 568.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, nice. It looks like daylight, and I know it's sunset.
Yeah.
So I'll sit and listen. I don't know what the meeting's all about. Ray knows more about than I do, but proceed, please.
Well, they will in a couple minutes as soon as everybody's here.
Oh, okay. There's more than just three then.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Maggie.
Hello, how are you, Daniel?
Good, and yourself?
Doing well.
Hello, I'm Dale Sweezy. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Hi, Dale. Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not sure if you can see me or not. I don't see my picture up there.
I think you have to turn on your video.
Let's see, where's that?
If you kind of move your
Oh,
mouse
start
around the Zoom
video.
screen on
I
the, should
gotcha.
be on the bottom left. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, there you
Now
go.
I can get it to where you can see my ceiling. That's not painted yet. So Ray's always complaining about that. He wants to get photographs. I have a little asthma cough here, so at least I know you can't catch anything.
Well, glad to hear it's not anything else.
No, I've done the test and everything. I'm all negative, which is good. But unfortunately, I get this asthma cough every October, November.
Cool.
So just a seasonal thing for me. So are we expecting more people to join?
Yes, we are still expecting one additional committee member.
Okay. I've only done 2 other Zoom meetings, but I've always just walked in with family members with 8 other people, and it was kind of chaotic. I hope everything works properly. It was at the beginning of Zoom, and it was a little hiccups, but otherwise, I get to experience it now.
There's always hiccups, and we just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
True.
Is this how everybody has their meetings now? Their offsite meetings?
Yeah, this is the current way of meeting, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just wish I would have bought it. I wish I would have bought a bunch of stocks in Zoom. Boy, oh boy, that thing has went crazy.
So Commissioner Ching should be joining us, right, Daniel?
I should. I haven't heard otherwise.
Right.
Give him a few minutes. The item on the agenda. It looks like he didn't get the link, so I'm going to email him just the general public link so that he can get in that way.
Okay. I think Cecil is able to
Yeah.
send a link as well.
Probably the Daniel's way would be quicker, and then I can promote him once I see him come in.
Yeah.
Because it'll take me a while to regenerate the link.
Yeah, we had the same issue.
I just emailed him the link.
Yes.
I'll keep an eye out for him, and as soon as he comes in, I'll just promote him to a panelist.
There he is.
Very good.
Hey, Daniel. Thank you. For some reason, I got the invite, but I didn't have a link in it. So
Great.
apologies for that.
All right, I guess we're all set. Maggie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Definitely, yes. Good evening and welcome everybody to the November 24th Site and Architectural Review Committee. I'm Maggie Ostrowski, I'm the chair, and I'm joined by Commissioner Ching and Planner Daniel Fama. So this is basically SARC is a subcommittee of the Planning Commission. We review the architectural designs and site layouts of the proposed development projects. Just, for your reference, we make reports and recommendations to the Planning Commission, but we don't have any decision-making authority in this meeting. So that is all in the format of the Planning Commission, which is the follow-on meeting after this. So we will review, find out a little bit more about the project, and then our recommendations are included in the Planning Commission report. So with that, I will turn it over to Planner Daniel Fama.
Thank you. Let me please share my screen here. All right, well, good. So this is an application for a site architectural review permit, a variance, a parking modification permit, a tree removal permit to allow construction of approximately 8,300 square foot light industrial building at 930 Dell Avenue. This is the subject property. It is a 30,000 square foot lot that's unusually long and narrow, located along Dell Avenue, just south of the Santa Monica Expressway overpass over Winchester Boulevard within the M1 Light Industrial Zoning District. This is a vacant piece of land that was created in the late 1960s when the expressway separated, cut up a larger piece of land and has remained undeveloped ever since then. Here we have the proposed site plan. So you see this light industrial building, 8,300 square feet. Most of that square footage is on the ground floor. There is, however, a small mezzanine as technically a second story. The proposed use by the applicant as a custom stair manufacturer, which is consistent with the light industrial zoning. The variance aspect of the application is to allow the building to be on a zero setback along the north side as shown here. The variance is really necessary simply because of the unusual narrowness of the lot, and they need to have both a functional building and a two-way drive aisle for vehicular access, as well as fire department emergency vehicle access. So in a lot of ways, this is a textbook example of a variance where you have a geographic constraint that warrants that type of exception. In terms of parking, the application does include a parking modification request to reduce the parking count from 20 stalls to 16. That would include 7 stalls within the front and 9 in a smaller parking lot in the rear. The applicant indicates that their employee count is relatively low, and this is a similar situation to the industrial building that was recently approved on Florence Avenue, where you have a parking standard from the city's code that tends to be higher than what would generally be expected for an industrial use. But similar to that application, the Planning Commission could restrict the usage of the building to lower parking demand uses such as manufacturing and warehousing, so that there wouldn't be a parking issue in the future. In terms of architectural design, some of a contemporary appearance, upgraded look for an industrial building using reclaimed horizontal wood siding, standing seam metal roofing, and steel accents shown here. Due to fire code requirements, the wall along the north side that's at property line would have to be a CMU block. However, that would be treated with anti-graffiti paint to prevent or minimize vandalism. The application would also include removal of approximately 17 trees located along the north and south property lines. The removal of these trees is similar to the variance request, that the retention would render the property really undevelopable, since you would need to provide more space to them that's really there to be able to allow for construction of the building and that two-way drive aisle. However, the site would be heavily landscaped. Landscaping in front and along the side is required with the city's code. The back third of the property would remain really unimproved and landscaped simply because it's so narrow, it cannot be functionally used. And at staff's urging, the county hopefully should be able to come to an agreement with the applicant to install landscaping on the county's property that's part of the expressway parcel. That's shown here along that edge. And this is a view from the expressway ramp. Landscaping along this edge where you currently have chain link fencing. So that landscaping, in addition to visual appearance, also helps screen that building and minimize that attractive nuisance for graffiti. And with that, if the committee has any questions, I'll be happy to take them. And of course, here who can also further expand on the project.
Daniel, for those the new trees that are being proposed, are those also going to be protected trees?
Yeah, so once any tree is planted, that's part of a development permit, it automatically becomes protected irrespective of its size. And so that in the future, they would need to be secured if for some reason there was a need to remove them.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm in support of the project in terms of the design looks really nice. I was thinking exactly what you said, Daniel, that this was a textbook example of a variance where the lot is an unusual configuration or size. So the variance is required to use the property and to develop it. Have there been any considerations made to try and protect some of those trees?
Well, unfortunately, most of the trees are just along that property line where you have the building in the drive aisle. And we did an arborist report, but I mean, quite frankly, most of these trees are just volunteers and not particularly noteworthy.
Yeah.
Very few of them are dead also.
Yeah, most
So
of
right
it,
along that fence.
most of them are along the majority of the trees are along the fence line where the building needs to go, and the rest of them are very not in the greatest of health, and they're not in a great shape. It would take it'd take a lot to get them to come back or get them into a normal, a good looking tree. So we looked at it would be better to start from scratch on those with those trees.
And what is the process that needs to occur to be able to plant trees on the county property between the building and the expressway?
So it's an agreement with the county roads and airport department. And we actually did reach out to them when they submitted the application before COVID, and they did seem agreeable to that type of an agreement. We have a similar agreement here in Campbell. Occasionally people have fences that are within the public right of way, and we allow them to remain as a private improvement agreement. The applicant, of course, they would need to pay for the installation and irrigate it and indemnify the county from any liability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the maintenance of the tree will be done by
The property owner.
The property owner.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. And what did you say the use of the property was going to be?
They make custom staircases.
Okay. And roughly how many employees or people would be on site at one time?
I have 2 full-time shop people and 3 full-time office staff. But one of the office staff I'm talking about actually goes in the field, does job measures daily, and checks on the crew out in the field. We install everything at the job sites. The shop is just really getting the inventory there and stocking it on carts, and then 3 of my trucks load up in the day. And I've been doing this for I've been in trade 50 years. I've been doing it for 40 years, stairs and rails, but my existing shop is in San Jose. I've been in that one space renting for 32 years. And they doubled my rent. So I was able to get this property. Hopefully I can move in soon, and I'll be paying about the same amount of money owning the place versus rent. It's just outrageous. So I'm being pushed out of where I'm at. But I've been doing it for
Um,
32 years in the same spot in San Jose.
Well, it's great that you could get this property. So do you have any concerns about 16 parking spaces for the use that you're gonna
No,
have?
I
for the
would never
property?
really even use them all, to be honest with you. But there's plenty of room for a truck to turn around now, which is good. We have
Mhm.
Pinecone Lumber deliver probably every couple of weeks, and they got a small truck they come in, and now we can actually unload it with a forklift at our shop. Right now, we unload in the driveway with less space, and we also have a forklift that unloads it. So, but it's a small shop.
Would you ever have customers coming to the shop directly?
We kind of
Because-
discourage against it, to be honest with you, because we don't really do outside sales. We come to them, and we're mainly contractor base. We go to mostly contractors. Very seldom we get the owners come in, just look at some samples to check things. But we don't do like outside lumber sales and stuff. It's just not worth it to us. We're not open on weekends, only Monday through Friday. And might have a meeting on a Saturday or late 6 o'clock with a homeowner after they get off work, but that's about it.
Got it, okay. Great, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice use for a very unusual piece of property, and
Yeah,
it's
it definitely is a
see
different
that you
shape.
can make good use of it and
Yeah.
improve the environment for the employees and
Yeah,
the environment for the cities and
Yeah.
and also the financial benefits.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's great.
I feel lucky I found this space in Campbell. There's not very
That's
much
great.
property that is just bare property. And I was
Right.
looking for other areas, but everything was mostly in the area for auto mechanics and stuff, and I don't do that kind of work. So I'm a carpenter. So
That's great. Commissioner Ching, did you have any comments?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Maggie. Losing my voice. So on the variance, yes, similar comments. I think the exceptional circumstances here. So the variance, in my mind, I look through the conditions and they seem to be met. And I guess there's two variances, one on that and one on the parking. So I think both those, it justifies both those. If there's two variances, I think there is. On the, I had a question. Ran walk past it this morning. There's no sidewalk access to that particular site. And you do type of take your life in your hands around that area, right? What are the plans for including a sidewalk? Because I think may come up at the commission meeting on the parking. It's close access to the light rail, which is a good thing, but actually getting from this particular site and the other sites to the light rail without any sidewalk isn't particularly easy. So I don't know if Daniel, you can say anything to that.
Ray could probably answer that. My architect, Ray Viotti.
Well, I can take that question. So our Public Works Department is requiring dedication of land, basically for future construction of sidewalk. And I believe there's going to be an agreement that if in the future, once the properties to the north and or south build sidewalk, then that future property owner will need to build sidewalk on this property. But typically we don't have people build sidewalk if there's not sidewalk on either side, since this just leaves it kind of an island of sidewalk that doesn't connect to anything. But we are planning for it in the future.
Okay, so a date to be determined, as they say.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And a question on, are there any bike racks planned in the building? And also thinking now Ford and GM, amongst others, are bringing out electric pickup trucks and vans. Are there any facilities for electric vehicle charging planned in the building?
Currently
I'd
not
like to
shown
do
on
it.
the plans, but they can be included. Most likely we'll end up having to include at least one charging station for the building codes. So that would be included, and we could easily add in parking, bicycle parking towards the front or towards the back. So that's not it's not on the drawing specifically, but can be easily added into them.
That would be if possible, that would be a good thing because you're pretty close to the creek trail there, so that could be another option. If that was possible, and I guess if you're laying the electrics now, to put at least a provision in there for charging, even if you didn't do the charging station, would be an economic way forward there. Okay, the building design looks great. It's going to definitely be a real asset to the area. So that looks all cool. I had a question on the trees, a couple ones there. One, I think it was trees 2, 3, and 4 in the southern boundary. I know you guys have looked at this, but they do type of shield the storage building.
Yeah, those I don't want to take down. I want to leave those.
Ah, okay.
The arborist said I can, and they were marked to remove, but I don't want to because they do block that storage building.
Yeah.
And be honest with you, those are actually halfway on their property, and I don't want to touch them.
No, they actually look quite nice as well.
Yeah, and I like them. Yeah, they're big pepper trees, and I prefer them. Yeah,
okay.
I'd rather not cut those down.
Yeah, I think that would be, if possible, that would be a good thing. It just adds to the building side.
I agree. I like established trees.
And then I noted in the arborist report, it's 12 trees minimum with the potential to add 3 extra trees. So I think it was 12 minimum, and they said there was potential for 3 more based on the DUDEC report.
So if you look at the landscape plan, we're adding 3 street trees along the front. There's 4 trees at the 5 trees in the front parking area. And then there's 4 more trees along the rear parking area, along the north property line. And then you have all the trees along the side of the building. So in total, not including the screening trees for the building, we got 10 trees we're adding on site.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I just saw the note in there. It said 12 trees minimum, and because I think it was showing 12 in total new tree plantings, and then which met the requirement. But the note there, if I remember right, was saying there's potential for 3 further trees based on the.
We're exceeding the number of trees required when you look at what's being placed along the side of the building on the expressway property.
Okay.
So, and then we also have some smaller trees that are being added towards the back of the property in behind the parking area.
Okay. I think that was it for me, actually. So I hope it works out for you, and great that you've managed to find some land and it's cheaper than renting in San Jose. So I hope it really works out for you.
That's going to take all my savings, but I'm going to do it. And then some.
Yeah, well, property prices should only go up, right? So
yeah, hopefully.
Rather than paying rent.
Yeah, but I plan on working as long as I can. I don't plan on retiring. That's my goal.
Yeah, good goal to have.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you for investing in Campbell, and wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited.
That'll be great. We'll be looking forward to seeing it built.
I'd love to have you come out and check it out.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
I think we all drive the expressway very regularly, so it'll be nice to see it. And I've walked by there, and it's a little bit tricky with no sidewalks.
Yeah.
No, and I think it will hopefully give the city some, added incentive, because to put some, to develop it there, because actually getting from that building across to there's no really easy path to get to Main Street, the public highway.
But yeah, you're right.
Or sorry, the public transport. So it's good to me.
I look forward to it.
All right.
You'll be back for planning commission in 2 weeks then.
Okay.
Okay. Look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Thank-
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.